everybody, welcome back. Why don't you pull up a seat for this boyfriend drama?
Me and my boyfriend at the time were in what I would lovingly call an expireship. We started dating in October, and we both knew that he was moving to Kentucky in February of the next year. So we decided that we would date until February, until he left, and we would have a meaningful 4-month-long relationship, and then he would leave. I was gonna say greener pastures, but I don't know what the pastures look like in Kentucky. I invited him to my friend's New Year's Eve party. It was very low-key, but there were still a lot of people there, and we were still drinking and enjoying and having fun. He got along with all of my friends. He even took care of one of my friends that got a little bit too drunk. And as we were leaving, we were walking toward his car, and I could just feel it. I could just feel the energy. I could feel the vibes. And I felt like he could feel them. And we were getting in his car, and we started to drive away, and he pulls over the car, and he looks at me, and he goes, "Erin, I feel like you want to say something that just happens to be 3 words. If you want to say it, I just want you to know that you should.
Give me rent."
And so I looked at him, and I was like, okay. I love you. And he grabbed my face and he pulled me in and he kissed me real tight, and then he pushed me away, and then he looked me deep in my eyes and he said, "You know why I can't say it back."
I'm a douche.
Oh, God. Oh, like a knife, bestie. Why did he make you say it? What I want to know is why did he make you say it if he wasn't gonna say it back? What the fuck? Oh, that's just mean. Why did I think the 3 words you were gonna say were Happy New Year's? Yeah. See, the first thing that I was gonna say, I'm breaking up with you, but that's not 3 words. We all know I can't count. Hopefully Kentucky pastures look like dusty trash. Truth be told, I have never had, well, no, that's not true. I've had some nice New Year's kisses, like definitely a couple, but the vast majority of my New Year's kisses were spent watching everyone make out. And my friend felt so bad for me one time that she decided to give me a kiss, and then her boyfriend got mad at her because she kissed me, and then they had a big fight. I thought it was sweet.
Fight.
So I just came home from a concert where my boyfriend was performing, and let me start off by saying he was magnificent. He was a rock star. He had the crowd eating out of the palm of his hands until he did something that was unforgivable in my book. Now let's rewind real quick. Before Luke went to said concert, I said, "Hey Luke, by the way, when you're backstage with the other bands, don't drink anything that they give you. You never know what people have in their drinks, blah, blah, blah." You know, I think that's a pretty easy request.
They don't teach that in the 5th grade.
And Luke's like, "Oh my gosh, Kirby, no, that's totally not me. I would never do that." I'm like, "Okay, great." He goes and he has his guitar solo. The girls are fawning over him. They're going nuts, and Luke is just eating it up. He's by the barricade playing like this, and the girls are like, "Ah!" Now, that's not what I was mad at. I love that. In fact, I'm cheering it on. I'm there like, "Yeah, you go, girls," because I'm like, I got that.
Mine.
But then, this is where Luke did something so horrible to me. A girl in the front has her cup in the air. He reaches down, grabs the cup. I don't know if this man was having out-of-body experience and he thought he was Post Malone. And he chugs the liquid. I don't even know what was in there. Luke didn't know it was in there. It could have been anything in that cup. So, dangerous, number 1. Number 2, germs. I am a germaphobe. I've mentioned this multiple times, and Luke knows this about me, which is why this is a betrayal of trust. I do not swap spit with anybody, in fact, except for Luke. Now, this man he's just intermingled somebody's saliva into our shared saliva trust thing. So,
how dare he? Could have been worse, honestly. I feel like he just got a little caught up in the moment, right? Oh, your boyfriend's cute. He's famous, right? He's a famous guy. To be fair, I think the germ part is like, that makes sense. Like, I'm sorry, but like, I don't want to like, after, you know, the corona, not the beer, the other one, I don't like germs. Germs everywhere! I don't like going places where there's lots of people, because every time I do, I get sick. People just breathing on me and leaving their germs everywhere. I'm not a fan. People are gross. You drove an hour to watch him betray you.
You turned her against me.
We'll let this one slide.
Do you have a friend or loved one that's really stinky? Do you not know how to tell that friend or loved one how you feel? Do you want them to have more of a passion for parfum? Babe, I got a new perfume through Scentbird. God, it smells like raspberries. Give them the gift of Scentbird, a fragrance subscription service that lets you try a new fragrance every month for just $17. Scentbird has over 600 fragrances to choose from, including designers like Gucci, Prada, and Versace. With each fragrance, you'll get a 30-day supply, so you can try out fragrances before committing to a full-size bottle. Use my coupon code Dobre55 for 55% off at Scentbird.com. It's just a little over $7 for your first month, and it's available in the USA and Canada. This month we received Ex Nihilo by Vesper Glitz, a floral woody musk fragrance for women and men, so we can both use it. Plus, they're the perfect size for travel. Ever since Mike signed up with Scentbird, I can't stop smelling him. It's really spiced up our relationship. Thank you to Scentbird for helping me solve my stinky problem, and for supporting my channel by sponsoring this video. Use my links down below.
TikTok wants a story time of how we started dating.
Got stalked for like...
No, wait, let's tell him the whole rundown. So I'd seen him at the gym for some time, just eyeballing him in the gym. And I think I eyeballed you for what? Like 4 months, 5 months?
Stalked me for 5 months?
Seen him there before, and I'd always noticed, like, wow, like this guy is like lifting heavy, he's benching 315, he's rowing 315, like he lifts heavy, and I was like, cool, this is my kind of guy.
You don't know me, son!
And I also thought he was like 27, 28. Like I'm only 23, gonna be 24 this year. So I thought he was like much, much, much older than me.
Oh, my back!
My friends, but I was like interested. I was taking pictures of you, videos of you.
Wait, you were taking
I was
pictures?
like full stalker mode, guys. Like full stalker mode. And how do you feel about that?
Find it.
And after sending countless pictures and videos to my friends being like, yeah, this right here is gonna be my husband, it's gonna be my baby daddy. Like I was like, I just knew the moment I saw him, I was like, there's just something about this guy that like makes me feel the way that I've never felt before. Like I had stalked him on social media and he had like no pictures on social media, but I found out that we had a mutual friend. So I saw her at the gym and we were just like catching up, like, hey girl, what's up? And then I was like, yeah, like, do you know who I think is like really good looking? Your friend Eli. And she was like, no fucking way. Single, blah, blah, blah. Like starts giving me all the rundown on him.
What the hell is a rundown?
I was driving home, so I had seen her at the gym that day when they talked before, but I was already leaving, headed home, and then that mutual friend called me when I was just on the freeway, and I was like, okay, like, not really thinking much of it. And she just called me, she's like, don't talk, don't say anything, you're not gonna believe this, but I put you on. I'm like, well, what are you talking about? Like, who? And she's like, oh, Maddie. And I swear to God, I almost crashed my car. I couldn't believe it, because, I mean, as much as she was into me, I was into her, but, I mean, same thing. I thought she was, like, 27, 28, businesswoman. Like, man, I mean, I was intimidated for sure, but I was like, all right, whatever, like, we'll figure this out.
She decided to give him my number. Well, she asked me if she can give him my number, and I was like, sure, why not? Like, what's gonna come out of this?
I got a perfect recollection of this. I texted her at like 1:15 p.m. She did not text me back till like 5:45, 6:30. I shot and I missed. I thought it was not gonna happen.
Damn right.
We ended up texting, and we texted for like 2 weeks, I think, couple weeks. And we ended up working out at the gym together, and then after that, together ever since. And
So let me get this straight. You were a stalker and he was just like somehow okay with that? I feel like it's cause you're cute.
100%.
If you did this and you weren't so cute, I don't think that you'd be able to get away with it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, call the cops.
When you're pretty, stalking is cute. When you're not pretty, I'm on month 3 of stalking. We have small convos, but here and there though, stay tuned. Okay, but like, let's be honest, we all stalk a little bit. We do be stalking. I'm looking you up. Listen, if I'm single, I'm not. But if I was, I'd be looking people up. I want to know if you have a criminal record, what your family looks like. I want to know who's on your social media, if you got a girlfriend, if you got a kid.
IRS, ATF.
But very cute. I'm happy it worked out for you. Blah, 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 blah.
The first time my boyfriend ever slept over, he left the cutest little surprise for me the next morning. He left his dirty laundry in a pile on the ground outside the bedroom door, as if the maid was coming. But honey, we don't have a maid. So being the gorgeous, beautiful, amazing, wonderful, amazing girlfriend I am, I thought I would leave him a little surprise for when he gets home from work.
What?
So
What?
I wrapped up his dirty laundry, just returning the favor, didn't wash them, just kept them dirty.
Okay.
I can't lie, it looked so cute with the bow, and I even wrote a card.
Nice.
Dear
Nice.
Michael, maids and girlfriends both cost money. The difference between the two is that you can't buy a girlfriend, but you can buy a maid.
Period.
If you treat me like a maid one more time, you won't have a girlfriend. I killed that.
I would pay to see the look on his face when he opened that. I'm not sure he left that for you to clean. Maybe he just threw them on the ground.
Well, that sounds plausible, yes.
Today I f***ed up by making my boyfriend a Tinder account. Why did you do that?
Chaos.
Okay, so necessary. This actually happened in the last couple of weeks. Basically, my boyfriend suffers from pretty low self-esteem. Like, it's not like he's too bothered about his looks, but he rates himself a 5 out of 10 at best.
Good man.
Obviously, I think he's gorgeous and handsome, but even though I've been saying this for years, he doesn't believe me. So for some stupid reason, I decided to show him that other girls would find him attractive by making him a Tinder account. I could see how this would end badly. Yes, I could see where this is going. Well, can I? I don't know. I just feel like this can't end well. I set him up an account and made him a bio and just started swiping right.
What could go wrong?
What if like people you knew saw him on Tinder, dude? Like this is like a thing. When you have a Tinder account, everybody in the city can see that you have a Tinder account. After a day, he got around a dozen matches on Tinder, and after I showed this to him, I saw how he immediately became more confident and thanked me for the whole gesture. To my surprise, when a couple of days later, I checked the Tinder account I'd basically forgotten after 24 hours, and I could see lots of messages sent to lots of girls my boyfriend had matched with.
What a Weasley prick.
You should have kept him humble, bestie. Look what you did! You made this man think that he could go and test the waters. That's your fault. I mean, to be honest though, if he was that easily swayed, I feel like it would have happened anyway, but still. I confronted him and he denied it, but I mean, there's messages, even included promises to meet each other. Oh no, so they were actually planning to meet? Ugh. Obviously we broke up, and out of curiosity, I checked the Tinder account again after a week, and this breakup has clearly not slowed him down one bit. Well, no, he's back on the market. He was back on the market before you guys were even over. So now the Tinder I made for him not only broke us up, but is now helping him navigate his newly single life. Fool!
Ironic, isn't it?
Ladies, take notes. So I was dating this guy and he hung out with other guys that really led me to believe that he had a lot of money in his own life, whatever. No, I'm not a gold digger. I just want a guy that could provide me with whatever I could provide him, period. Anyways, but after a while, this guy like wouldn't leave my house. It was like 2 months, and out of like 8 weeks, he spent like 6.5 of them at my house. And I'm a double fire sign, so I really need my space. That was not the business. I had to kick this boy not 1, not 2, but 3 times. I had to kick this boy out. He would not take the hint that it was over. He would leave random in my house so that he would text me and be like, hey, I have to come back. I left random and then he would try to stay for days. So I was like, what's the best way to get a guy to never talk to you again? I told this boy that I was head over heels with him and that we should get married.
Genius.
It is that easy, eh? Unless you're in How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. If you want a guy to go away,
Tell him that you're pregnant.
I actually did this once and it backfired. I wasn't interested and I'm like, sorry, I don't really do that unless I'm in a relationship. He's like, okay,
let's be in a relationship then.
and I'm like, well, no. But can confirm the way to scare a guy away is say, I'm so in love with you. Can you get me pregnant? I would love to have your child.
Right now.
Somebody pinch me.
He'll run, no worries.
My summer going into my freshman year at college, I was a lifeguard at the biggest water park in Illinois. I look down, I'm like, oh, I lost my whistle. If you don't have your whistle, it's a big deal. You can't alert other lifeguards that you're trying to save somebody. You would get sent home if you don't have it. I'm in a panic and I'm like, oh my gosh, I probably left it at the top of the slide when we were testing before the park opened. I look to my right. I see this tall, tan man walking towards me. I actually already knew who he was because he was very popular within our small towns. I felt like I was in Baywatch standing there in my one piece. He was like, Taylor, is this your whistle? Kurt was like, snap back to reality. Like, oh, that's my whistle. Thank you so much. He's like, nice to meet you. Walks away. Get home from work that night to a Facebook friend request from him. Young girls don't understand. That was a big deal back then. He actually then messaged me and asked me out on a date. I was still dating my high school boyfriend back then. I said no, but he was so cute. A whole year goes by, we don't speak. At this point, my high school boyfriend and I had broke up, and I had recently broke my phone. I made one of those Facebook pages that was asking for phone numbers. I invited all my Facebook friends to it. Well, he joined the group and gave me his number. Messaged me saying, how about a year later, I take you on that date? This time I say yes, we go on the date. It goes wonderfully. 2 years in dating long distance, I'm going to school at the University of Iowa, and he was working in downtown Chicago. My junior year at college, I got really sick with pneumonia. I ended up in the hospital. And when they released me, my parents brought me back home to Illinois because I lived in a sorority house. Didn't want to get more sicknesses. I was going to be home for about 3 days. My boyfriend knew, and he was obviously up in the city. And you would think he'd come see his sick girlfriend. First night I was home, he had to work a night shift, so he didn't come up. For reference, the town I grew up in is about an hour away from Chicago. Second day I was home, he said he was going to come up after work. His shift's over, I'm waiting for him to text me to say that he's on his way. I start trying to call and it's just going straight to his voicemail like his phone's dead. When I wake up in the morning, still no text or anything. I start like throwing a conniption. My parents are like, what the hell? He just never came? My mom's like, this is fishy. Something is up. I pop on over to the little Twitterverse, click on his profile, go to his following. I had remembered that he recently followed some girl from the Chicago area. I click on the girl, read her first retweet. It's one of her friends from that morning. It reads, when you wake up and see Sonia in bed with herself, a man, and a dog. P.S. Sonia doesn't have a dog. My little rat of a boyfriend had just gotten a puppy. So I knew that was about him. I go berserk and I start calling his phone nonstop. He finally picks up. Like, oh my God, Taylor, I'm so sorry. I lost my phone. I couldn't find it. And I tried to message you off Facebook Messenger on my laptop.
Bullshit.
No, he did not. At this point, I'm like, I don't even give a crap about last night. What is this tweet? What the heck is this? Of course, denies the whole thing, says it's not him, that I'm crazy. My parents are supposed to be driving me back to Iowa in an hour. Eventually get off the phone from World War III. He admits to absolutely nothing. I go back to look for the tweet, and it's then deleted. How convenient for him. My parents start driving me back to Iowa. He calls me on the way there, and he tells me that he thinks he needs some space. In hindsight, I should have been like, good, go get your space. But I was young, I was in love. I'm a Queen Taylor crying over this stupid little rat. I'm hyperventilating over the word space. Hours goes by, he calls back and says he doesn't need space. I just kind of gladly go with it. I could go back and talk to little college Taylor. I'd be like, Taylor, know your worth. Do not go to him. That next weekend coming up, I decide to drive from Iowa to Chicago. It's about a 5-hour drive and surprise him. Maybe in the back of my mind too, I really had a deeper meaning. I was hoping I would like catch him cheating on me, I think. Keep listening because it gets good. I drive to Chicago, get up there. He's actually elated to see me. He's like, oh my gosh, you have to stay the whole weekend. So I stayed Friday night. Saturday during the day, I knew he had to work, so I'd be hanging out at his apartment alone. Sitting there watching Netflix on his laptop. And this silly little rat left his Facebook open on his computer. Don't forget, I said earlier in the story, Facebook Messenger was a big thing back then. Go to the messages, and there's my bestie Sonia at the top. Through the messages, they had been seeing each other for 2 months. Oh, and he knew about me too. Didn't care that he had a girlfriend. In the message of him telling her to have her friend delete that tweet. Full-blown messages about how beautiful she was, how attracted she was to him. I'm reading all these messages and I was like, get real with yourself, Taylor. Came up to Chicago because you had a hunch he was cheating and you just found everything. The laptop down on his bed with the messages open. Grabbed my car keys and left. Drove to my parents' house where then I cried for hours and hours.
I knew the minute that tweet got deleted. Like, how dumb do you have to be? He goes and he tells her to delete the tweet. She's already seen it. If it really wasn't you in that tweet, then why is it suddenly missing?
Elon Musk.
You should have just left that as it was. Idiots everywhere.
Once again, thank you to Scentbird for sponsoring this video. Use my links below.